writer's block theory. Shooting laser beams out of my eyes would be really handy. When I was like a toddler, my mom took me to the doctor. She thought I had a developmental problem, but I cannot find my copy anywhere, and I know that's kind of useless unless you happen to be like a window washer for skyscrapers. I have ticking clocks in every single room in my house. It drives my husband nuts. More coffee. Yes! First of all, I found two really cool things. Number one, Kim Chance on YouTube. Dude. Go check her out. I'm gonna link down below. She also did this author tag a little bit ago that I absolutely thought was really great, so I'm gonna do it because she tagged anybody that wants to do it, and I want to do it, so I'm gonna do it. So yeah, check out her link down there. Here we go. Number one, where is your favorite place to write? So this room is actually place number 2 that I write. I usually write in my living room because, and this is, just sounds so, it sounds kind of dumb, I'm sure, but there's a, my normal chair, like my chair, it's a rocking chair, and ever since I was a kid, I've had this thing, like this rocking. When I was like a toddler, my mom took me to the doctor. She thought I had a developmental problem because I would stare at the wall like a weird zombie. It's always been a calming ritual sort of thing for me. Just a weird tool that my brain gave me that keeps me calm. Like this rocking sort of motion just keeps me together, if that makes sense. Anyway, but it super helps me focus. Like it keeps me so concentrated and things, and so I usually am writing in my living room in my rocking chair. And then in here. Number 2, coffee or tea? Coffee. Actually, technically, it's coffee in the morning and tea in the afternoon. Very British that way. In the autumn and winter, it's definitely tea in the afternoon because tea warms me up, and we have a poorly insulated old house, so it gets chilly. And tea just, it not only warms my soul, but it quite literally warms up the rest of me. So that helps me from having to wear gloves when I write, which is great. But in the morning and until the afternoon time. And then when it's not afternoon, coffee, black, strong, like my soul. I also like fancy espresso drinks, which I mentioned in my intro video. I have my own espresso machine, so sometimes it's like a fancy hot chocolate, and sometimes it's like a latte, you know, it's whatever the mood is. So yeah, coffee in the morning, tea in the afternoon. Number 3, favorite book of all time. Rude! I don't have one. I have like some favorite books that I like. I got a few narrowed down. Anything by Neil Gaiman. Anything by Tolkien. Anything by Douglas Adams. And I also really like this book about Captain Hook because he's my favorite. It's about him in like prep school before he was Captain Hook. It's gorgeous. Anne Rice, her Vampire Chronicles, but specifically The Vampire Lestat. And The Night Circus, but I cannot find my copy anywhere, and I found it! The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. So those are some of like my favorites. They're the ones that are on my shelf of favorites. Well, sort of. Some of them are in my rainbow shelves, but yeah, those are just the books I love, the books that changed me, the books that opened my eyes, the books that helped me be a better writer, the books that just were so beautiful that like I wept with joy. Number 4, Nano. Yes or no? Yes! I just did a video on it for my Nano Progress update series. I'm very excited. It's my first year, National Novel Writing Month. Writing the 50,000 word novel in 30 days. Because why not? No, there's a lot of reasons. I have a whole post on it. So Nano, first time. Usually no, but this year, yes. Number 5. What genre would you write in if you had no restrictions? Probably historical fiction, which I feel like is kind of a popular answer. Strictly because to do historical fiction the way I would be satisfied with it would mean copious amounts of research. Like years worth probably. And I just don't have the time or the patience to do that, to really do it justice and to make it what I would want it to be. So probably historical fiction, like some gorgeous Victorian Gothic wonderfulness. Number 6. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? I would really like to be able to fly. Like, I know that's kind of useless unless you happen to be like a window washer for skyscrapers or like a circus performer or something. But I'm not kidding. Ever since I was a kid, I wanted the ability to fly so bad. Like, I feel like I can, but I'm just not able, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like I already can fly, but for whatever reason I can't figure it out or something. Or like maybe a past life I could fly or something. But I used to have dreams as a kid where I could fly all the time, and it was so like freeing and liberating. Like, oh, just this amazing like kind of fresh air feeling. Oh, that'd be so cool. Shooting laser beams out of my eyes would be really handy too. Number 7. Who is your favorite author? What? The aforementioned authors of my favorite book question would be up there. Hans Christian Andersen. Be Still My Heart. His fairy tales are my favorite. Edgar Allan Poe. Lovely Dark. Of course, you know, Potter, J.K. Rowling, come on. I love Narnia. C.S. Lewis is super duper. There's just 1,000 of them. Moving on to number 8. What music do you listen to when you write? I have to have some sort of sound somewhere. I have ticking clocks in every single room in my house. It drives my husband nuts. Because like I have to have that like ambient buzzing that, you know, that you hear when there's no sound. I can't do that. So I had to have something going when I write, and the ticking gets a little too monotonous for me. So when I'm legitimately writing, I have a couple Pandora stations that I've got that I just absolutely save my ass. First is movie scores, of course. Braveheart. I have a Braveheart specific one. Gets a little Scottish, of course, but I'm part Scottish, so that's fine. The Inception movie soundtrack, Meet Joe Black, Requiem for a Dream. The second station I have is strictly video game scores. And this is my really big advice to writers. Video game music is specifically composed to like drive and motivate you. It's on like a kind of loop sort of thing, but a long one, so you don't notice that it's the same kind of looping music, which is really great. But for writing, it's like it literally helps you problem solve. Like, it's designed and composed to do so. I don't even play these games. Like, I'm a Legend of Zelda fan, and if I didn't know that music so well, I would listen to that as I write, but I've played those games, so I mean, like, I know it so well that it's like, I would just be writing about Link all the time. Yeah, so like Halo, and there's another one that I can't ever remember what it is, but it comes up all the time. So really, if you like made a Pandora station based on music from the video game Halo, you'd be so set. It's so great. Number 9. If you could live anywhere, where would it be? Is it too cliche to say a castle in Scotland? Because that is one I would pick. Prague, the architecture there, I just want to walk around that place. Ugh. Gorgeous. On a yacht, at the open ocean, the beach, but like the rocky coast. I love those cliffs and big like splashing waves on the rocky cliffside. Love that. A snowy mountaintop. I love wintry, soft silence of snow. I love that. But I also like energetic places. Like I love Boston and New York City. That cool, like really bustling urban. I like that too. So there are thousands of places I could go and be so stinking happy. But I like it here too. So like I really do. Like I love Salt Lake City. I like living here. And finally, number 10. What do you do when you get writer's block? I have a writer's block theory. And that theory is writer's block doesn't exist. I'm sorry, like it's not that I've never experienced writer's block, it's just that it's usually something else. There will be times when I don't know where my story's going, and that means I need to go back and hash out my outline better. There are times when I don't feel inspired, which is usually more of a motivational problem. That's when I need like the right kind of music, or I need a 5-minute dance party, or I need like, you know, a movie or something. Like there's just different things that you can do to like stir those juices. More coffee. I feel like writer's block is legitimately often used as just a mental excuse for not writing. Usually it's something else I found, like just laziness, or like I said, lack of motivation, or you didn't research enough, or you know, but there's so many tools out there that can fix it. Writing prompts is a good one, just like a stream of consciousness, just like let word vomit kind of come out. Another thing I'll do is read a lot of articles on how to write better, because it sort of like shakes off the rust and helps kind of, you know, get me out of my shell a little bit. It gets the juices going so that I feel like a writer. A lot of times, writer's block is when you just don't feel like a writer, and you are a writer. So, yeah, it's in your head. Writer's block is in your head. Ignore it. That's my biggest advice on writer's block. Ignore it. Just write anyway. Okay, so those are all of the questions for the author tag. I just want to tag anybody that wants to do it. Please leave a link in the comments or whatever if you do it so that I can go read them and be happy. Check out all the links in the description, also to Kim Chance's YouTube video on this, because she's super duper and you should be following her anyway. If you're liking what you're seeing, please hit subscribe so that you can keep up to date. And you know, right now I'm kind of posting videos about 3 days a week, so yay for me. Yeah, so go ahead and hit subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next video. Toodaloo!